This is WJHS's one and only Conspiracy Theorists show, and today, like I hinted at last week, we're going to be going over sports conspiracies. So, to kick it off, Justin, what do you have for us today?
Yeah, so today we're going to be looking at the 1985 NBA draft. And that draft included one of the greatest players, Patrick Ewing. And Marcus is going to talk about why that's actually a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, so in the 1985 draft, the NBA was at a time in their league where they were losing a lot of money and they didn't have a ton of support. They didn't have a great fan base. And so the Knicks, a very high market team, were in the lottery and had a chance at getting a high pick. And so it's believed by many that it was rigged because the New York Knicks wanted to get Patrick Ewing a generational talent. And so there's multiple theories about what happened that day. But one of the theories is that they put the envelope for the Knicks lottery ticket in a freezer and then dropped it in the ballot. And when David Stern, the commissioner at the time, reached in to get the envelope, he felt the cold one at the bottom, and he flipped the envelopes over and pulled that one out to get the Knicks' number one pick. Another theory is that there was this bar in the shaker of the tickets, and the only envelope that hit the bar was the Knicks one. And then when he flipped it over, he could feel the crease, and that's what made him flip it over. Both those theories have been thought of by many people because the Knicks wanted Patrick Ewing really bad, and of course they ended up getting Patrick Ewing, so many believe this was rigged.
Do you think it's rigged?
I would say so.
What was the reasoning for the Knicks, rigging it, you think? What was it? They wanted him because they were bad or something?
The NBA had a rough time with their market because they had a lack of attendance.
How did that help the NBA, though?
Because the Knicks are a high market team, and so if they get the best player in the draft, more people are going to want to watch them because it's a young, talented player.
Yeah, okay.
Tickets.
I can imagine that being possible, but I think all sports are rigged, so I don't really think that's that different.
Do you think they're scripted?
To a point. I don't think everything in every sport is scripted. Like watching it, I don't feel like you could script that. I feel like it's harder to script it than to not script it. Like to just let those players compete. Like I'm thinking of the NFL, like how are you going to script something like that? Like all of these players would have to be running at these specific speeds to do these specific things. And even still, even if they are scripted, it's still impressive that say Patrick Mahomes can throw that far. Like even if it is scripted, it's still impressive. And I just don't see how you can script all of it. But I do think there are things in games where it's like they choose, like maybe referees can lean toward who wins. Maybe there's just certain things like coaches making bad calls. I mean, I think watching, one of the Raiders games this year, they played really bad and just all of the calls made no sense. Like there's things like that could contribute toward maybe some sort of higher organization of the NFL or other sports kind of trying to control who wins or who doesn't.
Yeah, I guess I can agree with that. Like Super Bowl 49, Seahawks running the ball or not running the ball on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Well, we have professional athletes getting paid to go out there and put their bodies on the line. I can see how refs maybe have rigged games and people not involved with the whole NFL could have rigged the game, but I don't see NFL rigging a whole game because you would have so many people contributing to rig a game. How would one of them not expose the NFL, or how would all that information stay with so many people trying to rig this game? And like I said, these people are going out there and playing to their best, and I don't know, why would you play high school and then college just to play rigged football in the NFL? And the sports that we do know that are rigged, like WWE, we know because of the way, I don't know, all of the
looks too staged.
Yeah, and they're not afraid of saying that it isn't. It's professional wrestling, but it's an act. It's, I don't know, and we know that, but the difference between WWE and UFC is just so different. I don't really see how rigging a whole sports game could work out logistically. So I personally don't believe drafts or games are rigged, but that's just my opinion.
There is a Super Bowl conspiracy theory. It's the last 3 Super Bowls. On the logo of the Super Bowl logo, it has 2 colors. In the last 2 Super Bowls, those colors have correlated. So I think the colors are purple and orange this year. So there's conspiracy theories that it's either going to be the Ravens, and might be red actually. Might be Ravens 49ers as a conspiracy theory as the Super Bowl.
I mean, the 49ers did look really good this year. The game they played, like that was Purdy was throwing some dimes.
It's a definite possibility, especially since both those teams are in different conferences.
So that was our discussion on sports conspiracies today. Thanks for listening in. And next week we'll be talking about historical theories, and we're going to go over all sorts of different things like that. So make sure you tune in. This is WJHS.